Hey guys, this is Chaplain Willette with another quick video chapel time for you. I'm going to talk a little bit about skiing, so just bear with me. It's winter, been skiing, having a blast, very much enjoying it. But what I've noticed is that a lot of it is about me getting familiar with some of the newer equipment that I have and learning how to rely on it. If you've ever skied, it can be kind of an awkward sport to begin. You got these bulky boots, you got these long skis. The boots, make you walk funny, and they kind of make you sore. And if you don't really know how you're supposed to relate to the boots and what they're doing and what you're supposed to do in your mind, if you don't know how to relate to that equipment properly, you're never going to really utilize it in the right way. You're never really going to be able to trust it because you really don't know much about it. You're not really focused on it. Well, that brings me into kind of our little time today, just in our life lesson. And this one is going to be in Proverbs chapter 3, 4 through 6. One of our favorite passages for sure to kind of always think of. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." You might have an understanding of ski boots. You might think you know what it's all about, but you probably don't. You probably don't know because you're not the maker of them. Usually the maker of things has a better understanding of the thing, of the object, than we do. So it can be like that with televisions and gadgets, phones and everything like that. We might think we have an understanding of that object, but we certainly don't have the full picture, the full understanding as the one who created the object. That one would be the person that really, really is in the know. And what we do is we can kind of learn about it. We can learn about how the TV was made. That's why there's called manuals, right? So we can get a manual and look at what is the intent of the creator of the TV or the phone. And now a lot of us throw out the manuals because we go, oh, we know what it is. But if you want to know everything that really they want you to know about, then it's in the manual. And really, what I want you to see in this is that sometimes, when we're getting ready to ski, especially if you're skiing steep hills like this guy is right here, a lot of times you don't want to lean on kind of your own understanding. You really need to trust in the ones who have made your equipment. Now, notice the last part of this verse. It says, "In all your ways acknowledge him." Who's the him? He's the creator. And the creator will make your path straight. He's going to guide you in the straight way. He's going to guide you in that way that's the right living way. The straight path, man, not getting off the straight path, staying on the right path, of life. And whenever we whatever we deal with in life, if we get our mind on kind of our own way of doing those things, our own thoughts, our own ideas, and not the creator, what God intended, the creator for that, what is the purpose of it, then we get squirrely. Then we start getting off the right path and we start getting on our own path. And our own path can lead to a lot of destruction for sure. Now I want to show you though too in this picture how how this person's going to get down this hill in one piece, and this is definitely a steep slope he is on, is he needs to be able to trust in the equipment. He's got to trust the creator of the equipment, but he needs to trust that that equipment is able to do what it's supposed to do. See, those ski boots that he's in is supposed to kind of lock his foot in there, and that shin is supposed to be pressed on very tightly by the ski boot being buckled. And as it's buckled tightly, then that shin is held very, very in place. Now, this is important because everything in that person who's on the hill, that person right there, everything in him tells him to rely on his instincts. And you know what his instincts is telling him? It's not telling him to put his weight into the boot. it's actually telling him to back up, to actually sit back, to get away from being downhill. To, because if you go downhill, that's the idea. You feel yourself falling, gravity is pulling you down. Everything in him is telling him to go against it. Just like us, everything in us a lot of times tells us to go against the path that's right. But the equipment is built to literally have him press all of his weight on those shins, so that, and that boot will hold his shin in place so he won't tumble down the hill. He'll actually now be utilizing those boots and that equipment properly, because it will actually give him proper balance to be able to get down that hill properly. If he just trusts the equipment, if he can trust it and lean into it, everything in him instinctually is going to want to lean back, not in. He's going to want to lean back. And if you've ever skied before, if you lean back on a hill like that, what's going to happen? Whoop, you're going to fly, right? No control at all. You're not going to be able to control your skis in the slightest, because you have no longer trusted in the boots. You no longer trusted in that to support your weight, and you thought you would be better if you leaned back. Well, the passage says what? Trust in the Lord, the Creator, with all your heart. Lean not in your own understanding. So whatever situation you got going on in life, whatever issues we have, whatever difficulties, whatever thing, you're married, you're with someone, hey, I'm having a difficulty. What do? I go back to what the Creator intended. Hey God, what do you say in your word about husbands? Maybe let me look and see how I need to act. How can I trust what you say about what I need to do, instead of lean on my own thoughts of what I think I need to do? Maybe I'm struggling with forgiving someone. Well, what does God say about forgiveness? Let me see if I could trust God and what God has in this area than mine. What does God say about, drinking, alcohol? Maybe I need to look into that. Maybe there's some things I could learn and go, hey, you know what? I'm gonna trust God with this area of my life. Does that make sense? You start trusting God. You start leaning into God. Now, everything in us wants to lean back, but if we lean back, we fall. We literally will get up speed and we'll fall. We have to learn to trust the equipment that God has given us, the manuals. Now, God has given us a manual. He's given you a Bible. And we live in a blessed age where we have a lot of Bibles around. And I suggest maybe you pick up one of them that's, in maybe a good version, and one that's easy to understand too. Like one's called the Living Bible. The Living Bible. That one's a fairly easy to read Bible. The Living Bible. You'll understand it. I understand it. But that way we get the manual and we go, oh, I see how to do this. What's cool is most Bibles you can flip in the back and you can just look up a word and it'll tell you where that word is at. So, a lot of times what I would do is I would just look up something and go, oh, well, what does it say about this? And then I would find that area and then I would read it and see if that hit me, if there was something that was relevant to my situation. Maybe go, oh yeah, that kind of thing. So I had a little, nowadays, of course, you guys just go up on the internet and you just, you can go to something like called BibleGateway.com. There you go, BibleGateway.com. You could type in, there's a little search thing, you type in a word, husband, and enter, and it'll give you passages of scripture. You can just read it right there. It's pretty cool. So that's BibleGateway.com. But that way you start, you trusting in the manual, you're trusting in the equipment that's helping you out. So you can lean into that equipment, man, and that equipment, what does the boot do in skiing? When I'm leaning down the mountain, that boot is holding me fast. It's holding me secure so I don't tip over. So it keeps me in control of my skis. Again, I got to lean, though, into it. on a steep slope, everything says to lean back. But if you lean back, you flip. You'll pick up speed and you won't be able to control the skis. So in order to live in control, I got to trust in the equipment. God's given us some great equipment, His Word, the manual, and we can, you know, pick up that, get online, read it, just get our mind focused, you know. So sometimes we have our own thoughts, we have our own things, and we can go in directions that really can become dangerous and difficult. And we all go down those. We all are people that have, you know, made bad choices, and so we're all trying to work through those things, right? Make better choices. So hey, what does God say about that? So that's kind of what faith is. It's trusting in the manual. It's trusting in the Creator who made the manual. That's even better, right? Trusting in the Creator who made the manual. Made the boots, man, can hold you up. So, hey, hope that helps out. Hope you like the skiing picture too. So you guys have a great one, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.